Hey guys, welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4. Now, the reason why I brought this back, we are in a brand new German campaign. The reason why I brought this back was because, like I said in the YouTube short, where I was trying to find something to record while I was waiting for my computer new PC build to come in, and so it can be put together and all that kind of stuff. And I did do 3 episodes with my brother. However, I accidentally deleted the first episode on accident while I was in my editor, so I have to do a single player thing for a while. But Hearts of Iron actually gave us some success on the channel, so I figured I would bring that back just for the time being, because I wanted to play something that wasn't requiring me to be like, oh man, I gotta, delete the progress here, right? I wanted it to be a game that I could delete the progress and actually be fine with it. And not have to worry about rushing to complete it. You see what I'm saying? And that's what I was talking about on that short. But without further ado, let's get into the game here. Again, this is a brand new game, so I have some things to set up, but I set the majority of the things up before I turn the camera on. Okay, awesome. We have 5 left, and we should start producing the things I need. We are recruiting truck infantry. That's why we have quite the deficit right now. But 3 per day, we're gonna blow right through that quite fast, especially if we just let the training take its course and we don't early deploy. But I also need to get, what's the word I'm looking for? I need to get some of the Navy set up, because that's the part that we are kind of obsolete in. So I'm gonna just kind of delete these ports and probably get like a mass production line of the modern U-boat for the time being. We'll probably make some other stuff as well, but I wanna focus on the U-boat for now. So I think that's what we're going to do. But now I got everything going the way I want it to go as far as the airplanes. We're cranking these out. Actually, that's an encouraging sign, to be perfectly honest. Okay, we got all of the obsolete stuff stop being made. We just have a couple more ports to do, and then I'm gonna put all 10 ports on U-boat production for right now. Just for right now, we probably will do other stuff like I said before, but just for right now, I do want to focus on the U-boat because they're quick and easy to make and whatnot. I almost clicked on the wrong button and discontinued my Stuga production. That would not have been good, because I would have to wait until I got the efficiency where it needed to be, all that good jazz, and yeah, that would not have been great. I mean, we all know that the submarine is kind of the weakest ship in the game, but they are easy to make, so that's why I start with them, to be perfectly honest. Now we got a national focus that we need to choose, and we only have 19 political power, but that's alright. I'm gonna wait until we actually have 150, then switch to partial mobilization, because when you do the non-historical economic tree for Germany, it actually puts you into civilian community temporarily, which we do not want. So I'm going to get 150 political power. Then I'm going to switch to partial mobilization. Then work on getting a war goal against Poland. And hopefully we don't wait too long to do that, because I want to do it before the British and French actually have a problem with it. But we'll see what we can dig up here. I think we actually need some more production on artillery, but we gotta get more factories for that, obviously. That's crazy. 2.7 trucks per day. That's actually for the early game that we're actually in. That is super fast. And then 3.5 fighters per day, 2.70 Stukas per day. That's absolutely, well, per week actually. The airplanes are per week. Excuse me for that. I cannot talk today. But that is very, very fast for the starting production level. So once we get some of the industry upgrades in there, they're going to start really cranking these out. And that's going to be awesome to see, because we're going to need the airplanes, both for the invasion of Poland, not so much, but definitely for, the Russians and the British and French and whatnot. But I do want to focus on the Russians first, because then I don't have to deal with allies. They are, a difficult faction to take down, but I think if we have enough airplanes and whatnot, we should be alright. I'm also gonna make some new divisions as well, to be perfectly honest. I'll make a garrison unit, and then I'll make a assault combat unit so we can garrison the captured territories of the German Reich, without even saying, oh, you guys have to garrison now. You know what I'm saying? I would rather have a specific division that is built for garrisoning. So that's what we're going to do. I think what we're going to do is we're going to have the truck infantry actually be our assault division, and then have the regular infantry soldiers actually be our military police and that sort of deal. However, if you guys have any suggestions in the comments, let me know, because I will be open to taking suggestions. I don't play this game like constantly, so I mean, I'd like to say I'm experienced, but there's better players out there, I'm sure, so I'm not going to say that I know everything about this game, that's for sure. So yeah, if you guys have any suggestions, let me know, and we'll go from there. There goes our first national focus, besides the one we did earlier. We got some more civilian factories, which we really need now that we're on civilian economy. It really sucks, but all we gotta do is wait for about 50 more political power, which might seem like forever, but it is what it is. Yeah, we're at max efficiency right now. How long until the new technologies drop for the production? Okay, we have 94 days until that is completed. The anti-tank is actually going to finish before the industry upgrades. Okay, well, I guess we can get those going at some point then. Where are we in the recruitment process? Okay, yeah, we're not producing nearly enough trucks to start to really make this, but I'm hoping our industry can catch up before we actually need to worry about getting all this. but we will see if that is feasible. We are making 2.77 trucks per day, which at this stage of the game, that's actually not too bad. But I would like it to be more. That's for sure. Especially since we're, over 1,000 trucks in deficit. But it is what it is. Alright, some ausdrücken. I get these guys actually trained so that we can get some Army XP and then later on implement the artillery and the anti-tank. I also want to get a production line of trains going. I think that would be actually very helpful, but we'll see how things actually shake up. I almost want to put it on 4 times just for right now because we are just sitting here. Oh, I mean we're still deficit, but I mean they've caught up quite a bit in regards to the all that jazz. So although right now they're frozen because they don't have enough equipment to train and whatnot, but that will eventually fix itself. So I'm gonna actually start to go down the focus tree to get more construction factories here. Yeah, we're still short 1,300. Okay. So I really don't want to sacrifice the planes right now. I want to keep that rolling. I think the trucks will eventually catch up, but they definitely need to get a couple more factories on those. But as of right now, we can't exactly do that. So we will see how things pan out there. I think I'm gonna do maybe a national focus or so to give me some military factories, just so I can, get these trucks relatively where they need to be because we're still waiting on the upgrades for the what do you call it, the tools and that kind of technology. I had a little bit of a slow moment there, but don't we all, got 24 days until the basic machine tools are done, and we'll get right into it. Okay, I'm gonna get some. Well, we actually can't do that because we can go down that tree. So we actually need to continue going down to get civilian factories, which we really need, to be perfectly honest, because we're down to one factory working because we don't have partial mobilization. Once we get partial mobilization, then that's going to be a different story. But until then, our construction is going to be quite terrible. But that is what it is. Okay, so we got the anti-tank, which I do plan on putting some stuff on that once we get some factories. But it's time to get the engineering technology for now. And what else do we want to do? We probably want to do concentrated industry here, to be perfectly honest. But can we do that yet? I don't think we can. No, we can't. Okay. So how do you want to do this? We're probably going to get some airplane upgrades. Yeah, let's go ahead and get some airplane upgrades here. And that way, when we go to build our own airplanes, we have some decent stuff to use. No, I don't want to choose that. Please, I want to choose something else. I'm looking for that range upgrade type deal for the planes and such. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna get that. Mission is gonna work on that. And And then we got 15 days until we get basic machine tools, which will help with the production we got going on. I'm gonna give them some anti-tank stuff to increase their breakthrough. That would be awesome. And then I'm gonna probably increase their defense a little bit. Maybe. I'm not sure. It depends how that plays out. Okay, we got 94 political power to go. Okay, so we relatively have 50 more to go until we can switch to back to partial mobilization, which will help our construction tremendously. That's going to help our construction no doubt, because we need that construction. We now got machine tools. That is absolutely fantastic. And now we can go into concentrated industry if we want. And make sure that, you know, that's going to take quite some time. Maybe I want to wait until we get the computing. Can we do anything with submarines yet? No, I don't think we can. Alright. So let's go with interwar artillery. Get an upgrade for that. I'm just trying to buy myself time to get through the electronic mechanical engineering. Usually I do that first, but one of the first technologies, that's usually what I do. However, I did want to unlock the Pack 36 quite early, so I went and got the Pack 36 instead of getting that. Okay, so it's about 9 o'clock, so we got about, I'm going to play until about 9:20, and then we'll call it an episode. We didn't do much today, but again, this is just the preparation phase, and I hope you guys enjoyed me bringing this series back, because this has been one of my most successful series, Hearthfire in general. So I brought it back again because I'm trying to come up with filler for the Grand Tactician series and other series that we were doing that you guys enjoyed, primarily Eve and the Grand Tactician series. But again, I didn't want to continue with the Grand Tactician series because I'm gonna have to restart anyway. And the way Chapter 3 is looking, I'm not gonna be able to get through that series, you know, without, before that, computer comes in, I don't think. Just because of the grind that we have ahead, so to speak. And now we got 11 factories working, which is substantially better than before. We got 124 political power, so that is nice, but I can't wait to switch over to partial mobilization, because that's going to activate our other factories into construction. So, and then we'll start chomping at the bit with these other construction factories in the queue and getting these railroads done, bottlenecks, etc. And eventually I do want to get out of the deficit for rubber without being trading, so we will see how that plays out. But again, that is going to be quite some time ahead, I think. And right now we're doing about 3 trucks per day. That's a little better, but it definitely needs to be a little bit more here. No question about it. And then once I get the electronic equipment here from the engineering series section of the game, I'm going to go into what is it called? Concentrated industry. Okay, we have 150 political power. So at this point, I'm gonna switch back to partial mobilization and activate the rest of the factories that were working before I went down the better economic tree, because the MIFA bills quite literally destroy your economy if you don't move fast enough. So that's why I did not go down that road. Alright, and we're about to get more from the more construction factories from the national focus. So it's really starting to kick off. What do we got working now? Okay, we got 15 on one and 6 on the other. Okay, it's much better than before. That is fantastic. That is definitely much better than before. And like I said before, now I'm gonna focus on getting a war goal against Poland, which I'm just gonna wait until we get 50 political power and then activate that. Okay, now we got more construction factories, and I'm gonna try and get one free military factory. I think that would definitely help us with the truck deficit. We're doing over 3 trucks per day, but it still needs to be a lot more, that's for sure. So I can't get this one. Why can't I get this one? Oh, I think I have to have both of these. So we'll get housing developments, and then we can get that free military factory. And I like where this is going thus far. Definitely need to produce more artillery. I don't want to neglect the tanks, but right now we're not recruiting any. So you know what I'm really considering doing is wiping out this production line completely, when worry about it right then a little bit later, and actually increasing the production of artillery just ever so slightly, and then also making a new line of anti-tank. I think that would actually be the play for right now. We don't exactly have a whole bunch of factories to put on the Pack 36, but we have a decent amount. You know, that's all of our factories right there, but at least we're making something that we intend to use. Because 200 days, that's right. I didn't want to activate that until the yeah. We're just gonna wait until I get the engineering technology here. Okay, please. That's 137 days. That's a little more reasonable. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that for now. We have 40 days until that desperately needed technology is done. So I can go into, what is it called? Concentrated industry. Okay, so we have. Oh, this is for the artillery. Alright, so let's give them some breakthrough. Or, hang on, rapid fire. Honestly, let's go with the hard and soft attack plus 10. I like that. I like that indeed. Achtung! And then, do we have 50 political power? No, we do not. I'm going to add these troops to this guy here. He's now got 8 troops. Divisions, anyway. I'm going to stop the training, guys, because we're burning through the fuel as of right now. So I don't want to do that right now. So, and now we got the housing developments. So I believe now we can get that free, sorely needed or military factory, and we're definitely putting them on trucks because we are so far in debt with the trucks right now. It's ridiculous. Yeah, there's almost 2,000 trucks in deficit, but that's because we are recruiting these trucks. Because But I'm hoping, and I know that they will eventually catch up. It's just, it's gonna take some time before they actually catch up. I know most people recruit like regular infantry at the first part of the game, but I want to use the regular infantry as like military police primarily, unless they are already in somebody's army, and then they will just join the motorized infantry for the assault. And we also have the range increase at this point. Okay, so that is fantastic. I do want to, and I don't thinking about it, I do want to actually go and get the armor piercing bombs, right? We got 5 days until that engineering technology is done, so that is awesome. And then we can go into concentrated industry and hopefully get these production things where they exactly need to be. Okay, electronics, mechanical engineering is done. And so let's go. I mean, I could go with this for now, but I really want to get some industry upgrades here. So let's go ahead and get those. Do we have 50 political power? Yes, we have 61. So I'm going to now process a war goal against Poland. Doesn't matter which one we choose, I'm hoping that we can get war goal completed in time. When is this going to be done? It should be 1937, so May 18th, 1937. Okay, I usually invade long before then, but maybe if we're lucky, we can do it without having any issues with France or England or something like that. Yep, we're starting to mass produce trucks now. Taking some time, but yeah, they're starting to crank these out. I almost want to, yeah, let's go ahead and do that to be honest. Let's go ahead and take one off of support equipment. That is very critical, to be perfectly honest, but we're making enough of those per day that I don't think we'll have any shortages. We're massively short on trucks right now, so that's definitely something we need to pump into. And for now, I think doing that and taking and putting that one factory on trucks will help quite a bit. Not to mention, I'm also going to put the one that we're going to get for free on there because we're just not making enough of these things. So yeah, we definitely need more trucks. No question about that. And of course, we're making anti-tank that we're actually not using. But you know what? But to be fair, how many artillery do we have? We have 94. We're making one per day. Okay, that needs to right now that needs to be a lot more before we do anything with it. I was gonna say we got 62 military experience, which to be honest, um, no, I think we need political power to do that. I was gonna hire the guy that gives you passive XP, but I think that's actually powered by political power, and I don't think we have enough to do that. Hold on. I think, to be honest, because we're trying to crank out as much of these tanks as possible, well, not tanks, but airplanes, I could go with the agility upgrade, max speed, and whatnot. But here's the thing, guys. I really think gaining that production speed efficiency would actually be a good thing to do. So let's go ahead and get that instead of what I originally wanted to get, because I want to have a alarming stockpile of planes right now. We do have 108 in stockpile for the studio, which is actually really, really good before we declare war. So that is like really, really fantastic, to be perfectly honest with you guys. We are short 77 fighters, but that's alright. Let me see if anything's gonna happen here. No, it looks like we're still good. So that is good. It's November 36th. Usually, I'm taking a long route and it's taken me longer to take over Poland, but I think, to be perfectly honest, if we take over Poland after we get out of this plane deficit, I really think that's going to help quite a bit. I think what I want to do, though, is I want to actually, to tell you guys the truth, I actually want to build an upgrade, but we need air experience for that. So we can't exactly do that just yet. Okay, so let's see. It is November 36th, so I think I'm just gonna move right into the 37 machine tools. It's a little bit of a debuff, but it's not bad, because that's gonna help us quite a bit, actually, once we get those. And we're gonna get armor piercing bombs, which is gonna help with the dive bombing quite a bit. I do plan on putting grades on that as well. Okay, so I did get that free military factory, I believe. So I want to go ahead and work on that for right now. I'm gonna get this because we can get one more resource for, more trade and whatnot. Yeah, we're starting to crank out the civilian factories, so that is actually really good. Because we got 11 working on the second one, we got 15 working on the top one. So yeah, we're starting to increase our construction speed, no doubt. Okay, this is the naval thing. I actually just want to, either way we're using, alright, so let's go with the maximum speed, because regardless of where we go here, we're still using more fuel. So, which reminds me, I do need to, let's go to the construction queue here. I do need to put a couple of these synthetic refineries in here, because for the big, Poland's not going to be too bad, I don't think, but for the bigger conflicts, we definitely don't want to run out of fuel, or rubber for that matter. I am going to put a couple of these in here, like quite a bit, probably 5 or 6 of them, and then what we'll do is, to complement that, is I will put a couple of fuel silos in there so that we can have some fuel reserves and a bigger fuel storage, if you will, about that. Alright, there we go. That should be enough. Normally the railroads get done pretty quick, so I'm not worried about that. And then they'll go into the synthetic refineries. Then the synthetic refineries will go into the fuel storage. And then I think I'm going to also do some military factories at that point as well. Which reminds me, did I place that extra thing for... I must have, but I don't recall getting it. Let's see. what happens there. Okay, 3.67 Stugas per week. That's really not all that bad for what it is. Okay, so it's getting close to 37 at this point. We're making 4 trucks per day, which really is quite good actually. But it's not good enough because we need to pull ourselves out of this deficit, that's for sure. That's where the concentrated industry is going to help so much in the 37 machine to rally behind the cause. Awesome. All right. So now at this point, what technology we want to get? Honestly, let's get the medical hospital here. Put that into the divisions. And we're 58 planes short. We have about 126 Stugas in stockpile in the green. So that's very, very good right now. Where is the invasion thing at? Okay, we still don't have to deal with the Russians. Well, not the Russians, but the Allies. So that is fantastic. We're still short 1,300 trucks. But they're pumping them out, guys. They're chipping away. It's just taking a while. All right, guys. I'm gonna end the episode here. If you guys enjoyed this one, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.